So this is our third week of the Unranked to Master series, where we pick a random champion, and that champion, previously what we would do is stick with that champion for the rest of the week. But what I'm changing now is I'm going to roll the wheel every day now, and whatever champion I get, I have to make a deck with that champion and any other champion, because rolling two random champions is just too difficult to climb ladder. If anyone hasn't been watching, we're basically 5 and 24, I think. 5 and 24. 5 wins out of 24. You're never climbing out of silvers with that ratio. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the wheel, and whichever champion I get, that's the champion I have to make a deck with for that day. And I can use any other champion, any other region, it doesn't matter. Just the champion I roll is the one I have to make the deck with. That's it. So again, the only thing I don't want is Aurelion Soul. So LeBlanc, I don't know shit about, but I guess we'll figure it out. I just know LeBlanc is Noxus, that's it. So unfortunately I'm really tight on essence, so I can't even make my third LeBlanc, but from what I understand, the most common deck used with LeBlanc is SIVIR, because they both work around dealing damage. I used the Mobifier deck and changed some things around. For one, I put Rite of Calling in because obviously I'm missing a LeBlanc, so having one of those would be better. Other than that, I think it's basically the same type of deck, but I've never played this deck before, or this type of deck before. I've only played against it, so that's basically my experience with this deck. I do know they work around reputation, which is a new keyword. Reputation means if you've attacked with at least 5+ damage 4 times, you get an effect. Most of their effects are just reducing the cost of like specific things like this, but I think there was one other one that, yeah, no, never mind, they're all just reducing the cost. So other than that, that's my experience going into this. Hopefully this type of format works more with climbing than the previous ones, because I've been having a really hard time climbing, doing the random stuff. So we'll see. If I go at least 2 wins today, then I'll know this format is probably what I'm going to stick with, but we'll see. Again, don't ask why there's a Renekton on this cover. It's just glitched. I don't know what that is. So we're going against what I think is the most annoying deck of this current meta. This stupid Lissandra deck is so annoying. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, so we want to have an early curve. So we're gonna shuffle all the expensive cards and hopefully get cheap cards like this. This is a great card in this deck, by the way. Being able to strike the strongest and weakest, because the weakest is generally going to be their Lissandra. These are all trash.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
These old eyes still see far.
So one thing that's really interesting, right? If you predict and put a card on top of your deck, and you use this, which gets you to draw a champion from your deck, I'm pretty sure it shuffles your deck, but we'll see. I just want to try to test it out. So remember, the card we put on top of our deck was that 5 cost card. Now we'll see if it's still on top of my deck after I draw it. It is, okay, so that's good to know. And now I really regret that I did what I just did, but whatever. We're burning mana, which is terrible because They have the advantage. Late game.
Honor is the rust on a dull blade.
Amazing card, by the way, in this deck, because it basically lets you get rid of one of those. And even if he uses something like that, we drew these, which forces him to respond again. And even if he does, we have that. He can't possibly have another one. And even if he does, it doesn't matter.
What will you have?
This is a really good card now that I'm thinking about it.
Ages pass, but I remain.
Okay, Ionia and this, which means they could run Deny.
It is me!
So I don't really want to risk doing anything.
Let's take this outside.
Deny is what I'm scared of. That's why I don't want to use this.
Nothing's lost. It's just waiting to be found.
Go time! Up top!
This level up is actually very reasonable now that I was thinking about it. I used to think 35 damage was a bit unreasonable. It's super reasonable considering the, I guess, deck they made with it.
Time is money.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
I don't even know what this could possibly be. Maybe a troll chant or something? Easy, easy, easy. Beautiful card. This deck is amazing. This deck is crazy. I just need him to summon one more thing, but whatever, I guess this is good enough. Now he can use his deny. Or that.
Embrace the cold. Love or gold, I always life.
Beautiful. Oh, these animations are just too beautiful. They're just too beautiful.
All things grow cold.
So now he doesn't have Lissandra's Entomb in his hand. I'm finally winning. I'm finally winning. For people who are just watching this now,
Another
this has been a
victory to
journey.
fill the coffers.
One. That's one game. And I'm already 1/16th of the way out of silver. First time playing SIVIR and LeBlanc. I have not seen a Karma deck since this release. Yeah, I haven't seen a Karma deck once yet. I really want to try Talia, by the way. I think that champion is just too well designed. Beautiful, like, mechanic to use landmarks, but I haven't rolled her yet, so I can't.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
I think I take Whirling Death because that's just too good of a counter.
I don't want to eat whatever woke you up.
Nopify can use her... Can Nopify... I'm trying to think if Nopify can block 3 cost. It could, right? Yeah, it could. So, I gotta be wary of Nopify. Because they're Ionia. For those of you that don't know what Nopify does, that just cancels out any spell. Minus slow. Minus burst.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
He's Noxus, so he's probably using reputation cards if he's willing to summon that, right? Yeah. What a sick card. This is such a sick card.
I'll cut them a face me.
We're literally just gonna build our reputation shit up. That's what we're gonna be doing back and forth.
What do we got here?
Sun's beneath me and winds behind me.
You should have run.
Move!
I've always liked this card, but I've never seen like a proper deck use it. This is probably one of those proper decks.
Let's have some.
Too slow, stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the right thing to do.
Finally, some action.
I go!
He might use something like this. That'd be funny. Never mind. I think he probably has... Wow, nothing? That's strange. That's pretty strange. That's a bad idea. Because of this. But I don't think he could have known that. Actually, yeah, he could have. He definitely could have. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. That's the thing with that card. It's such a big investment, but it's such a good payoff. Both ways. His 8-cost card that gets 2 of those Marauders, and my 7-cost card that attacks the strongest and lowest. Such high payoffs. This will be the first 3-win streak we have if I win this. But I'm not optimistic. Actually, you know what? I am optimistic. I like this deck. So against this, I literally haven't shown LeBlanc once, so I should probably aim for that. This is big on his Ashe, if I can time it properly. Ashe is 4 cost, so I should play it turn 3. I know I could summon this, but
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
I probably should have summoned it there actually. That was so stupid of me. There I go throwing.
Last to not remain buys me a new sail.
Focus using multiple lenses.
Oh, it's one of those.
I just improvised on the instructions. in
That's
the press.
terrible.
I know what I'm worth.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
Listen to me.
My board!
The fact that her spell is this and not that strike the strongest and weakest one is pretty bad. I don't think he can respond to this. Frostbite, can't do it. Well, that and Frostbite maybe can.
Blessed by snow and stars.
I spoke too soon, I spoke too soon. That's a priority card to kill though.
Show me a target.
I need to get rid of this really
And
fast.
winds behind me.
It is me. Go time.
I hope he blocks and uses a Frostbite.
These are our lands.
Or not Frostbite. Yeah, Frostbite.
Blessed by snow and stars.
The time is right. Strike now.
An auspicious season. This would be a good winter.
Honestly, this is more important to kill than Ashe at this point. Because the next card they summon is just going to be too strong. But is that true? I think so. Because I have another SIVIR in my hand anyway.
Back to our perch.
So give the next thing he summons vulnerable anyway.
You
Hmm.
own what you take.
Would you look at this place?
Avarosans, stand together. Born for conquest. victory!
Move!
This having vulnerable is pretty big. But that means he could have...
Heroes go hungry.
So we saw earlier that him doing this just means that his next card is still gonna be the Frozen Arrow. But that means he could have another Flash Freeze in his hand right now.
I go! I go! Oh dear!
The spirit will never trespass.
They can take it up with my blade.
I'm ready to get bloody. I don't want to meet whatever woke you up.
That sucks. I just need to buff the attack so I can block with Ash. Ash was the right kill that back then, not this. Not the Starlight thing. Just give me an attack. Yeah, they got me. Yeah, there's nothing. He attacks, I freeze, his attack goes through. What could I have done? I don't know if I think the big problem was keeping Ash alive. That was a big problem. But other than that, I'm a lot more confident in how this is gonna go because of this. We started today at 0 LP. 3 games, 30 LP. Not bad. This is gonna be the format from now on, where I'm gonna roll, and whatever champion I get, I'm making a deck with that champion. And I'm not bound to any restrictions, just strictly that champion. Other than that, hopefully tomorrow's episode I can actually fully win 3 in a row, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you stick around for the coming episodes.